Opinion Radicalised Khalistanis, a Canadian problems Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Canada for the G7 summit. An unsettling scene greeted international media. Young children brandished Khalistan flags and even defaced a Hindu temple in Surrey with secessionist graffiti. These images of toddlers taught to chant separatist slogans sparked outrage in India and around the world. Spokesman Sudeep Singh of the revered Patna Sahib Gurdwara, the birthplace of the 10th Sikh Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, warned that the way children were used in the protests is highly condemnable. Similarly, Sikh seminary leader Sarkhan Singh Kiela condemned the videos as spreading hatred by brainwashing children. Dressed-up flags and violent symbols at public parades horrify many Sikhs abroad who see these stunts as political theatre, not Sikhism. Mainstream Sikh leaders make the same point. Khalistanis in Canada are a tiny fringe, not the Sikh community. In late realization of sorts, former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has emphasized, many supporters of Khalistan in Canada do not represent the Sikh community as a whole. Leading Sikh voices echo this. Jasdeep Singh Jassi of Sikhs of America reminds Americans that the vast majority of Sikhs globally, including in the US and Canada, do not support separatist agendas. In India, religious seats like Takht Patna Sahib and Damdami Taxal have publicly denounced the protests. Their message is unequivocal: the Khalistan protesters are not Sikh martyrs. Patna Sahib's spokesman notes that all of Sikhism's pending issues are being resolved in India, so there should not be such protests against PM Modi. No Sikh can tolerate this. In fact, these Khalistani stunts run directly counter to Sikh teachings. Sikhism emphasizes service and harmony, not hate or violence. Provincial Sikh leaders emphasize, Sikhs have protected Mandir's Hindu temples, as their sacred dharmic duty. Yet last April in Surrey, vandals scrawled Khalistan on the pillars of Sri Lakshmi Narayana Mandir. This hate crime denounced by the temple as an attack on a sacred space would deeply sadden ordinary Sikhs. Jasdeep Jassi said it was disgusting that extremists chose Diwali, a Sikh-protected festival, to vandalize a mandir, calling it shameful and against Sikh values. Similarly, Damdami Taxal, a mainstream Sikh seminary, has openly criticized Canadians who use children to insult India's PM, saying these pro-Khalistan people are spewing venom against India. These Sikh authorities unanimously emphasize that Khalistan is not a Sikh cause and certainly not one worth teaching to children. On the contrary, Sikhism is deeply dharmic and Indian. From the Punjabi heartland to global diaspora, Sikhs celebrate their faith's founder Guru Nanak and their tenets of service, seva and protection. India's own armed forces and civil institutions reflect Sikh contributions. For example, Air Chief Marshal Arjun Singh, a Sikh, was made India's first Air Force Field Marshal, and Sikh generals have led the army in multiple wars. Sikh entrepreneurs, scholars, and saints likewise uplifted Indian society. For modern Sikhs, the idea of carving out a separate nation feels alien. Only a microscopic minority even entertains it. A former Punjab chief secretary notes that hardcore Khalistani ideologues are not even 1% of Sikh population, while many others view Khalistan more as a business or polarizing narrative. Polls agree Punjab elections show pro-Khalistan candidates picking up well under 12% of votes in Sikh majority districts. In short, the Khalistan idea has virtually no grassroots support back in India. It lives on only in select pockets abroad. So why does the Khalistan fringe loom so large in Canada? The answer lies in Canadian diaspora politics and foreign meddling. For years, Canada's mainstream parties have courted Sikh immigrants to win votes, often ignoring their excesses. Observers note a growing consensus among all Canadian parties to pander to Khalistan sympathies for electoral gain. Minister S.J. Shankar put it bluntly: by giving radical Sikhs impunity, the Canadian government is repeatedly showing that its vote bank is more powerful than its rule of law. Veteran broadcaster Terry Malusky described it as a dirty deal. Canadian MPs attend Sikh parades and look the other way at posters of terrorists, in exchange for 10,000 votes, because the people of the Gurdwaras will vote as we tell them. In such a climate, small separatist groups found refuge on Canadian soil under the banner of free speech. Worse, intelligence services have cynically empowered them. Indian officials repeatedly assert that Pakistan's ISI funds the Khalistani network in Canada. Union Minister Hardeep Puri openly called protesters Kire K Tatu mercenaries on hire whose demonstrations were staged from the neighbouring country Pakistan where they get funding. Security analysts back this up. Several top analysts observe that these activists have their own underworld and are often involved in deadly gang rivalries and are essentially helping Pakistanis spend whatever remains of their money. Indeed, he warns that Sikh extremists in Canada will continue to be funded and fueled by the ISI. Put bluntly, this looks less like a grassroots Sikh movement than a criminal intelligence network. It is a problem imported into Canada by a hostile state, not spawned by Sikh communities. The political consequences in Canada have been dramatic. In the 2025 federal elections, Jagmeet Singh, NDP leader who long voiced support for Sikh protesters, saw his party collapse. Singh lost his own seat and announced he would step down as leader. Earlier, in September 2024, Singh had even ripped up his confidence and supply deal with Trudeau's Liberals, erasing the government majority he once helped engineer. Meanwhile, Trudeau's gamble backfired. As Sikh ally Singh turned on him, Trudeau's Liberals barely clung to power under newcomer Mark Carney. By early 2025, Trudeau himself resigned as a result of his Khalistan miscalculation. In short, Ottawa's flirtation with diaspora extremism not only frayed Canada-India ties, it torpedoed the careers of Western politicians. Against this turmoil, Sikhs have reaffirmed their core values. Sikh institutions wasted no time republishing lessons of unity. Damdami Taxil's Sarkhan Singh praised PM Modi for resolving Sikh concerns not done in 70 years by previous governments, noting Modi even received the SGPC's Kami Seva Award for Sikh welfare. Jasdeep Jassi urged local Sikh majorities to publicly condemn the Khalistan fringe, stressing Sikhism's long history of Hindu-Sikh oneness and harmony. Even survivors of the 1984 anti-Sikh riots say their fight is now within India's democratic fabric, not through separatism. The real Sikh agenda is contributing to India's progress, not division. In the end, the Khalistan agitation proves to be a Canadian export problem. As journalist Terry Malusky notes, the movement in India is essentially dead. It survives only where foreign money flows. Canada's own spin on multiculturalism created a Khalistani Frankenstein's monster, normalized by political expediency. Swipe left for next video. Around the world, Sikhs insist that this beast is not their child. Sikhism is proudly Indian in heritage. Its generals and air marshals defended India, its entrepreneurs and scholars build the nation. As one Patna Sahib leader put it simply, no Sikh can tolerate these anti-India theatrics. The Khalistan crisis is Canada's headache, not a fault of the Sikh faith or its global community. Rahul Pawa is an international criminal lawyer and director of research at New Delhi-based think tank Centre for Integrated and Holistic Studies. He tweets, Rahul Pawa. Views expressed in the above piece are personal and solely those of the author. They do not necessarily reflect NEWS18's views. Latest blogs.